The Masters tournament at Augusta National has produced some of the most difficult and unlikely shots in professional golf. The 6 moments that follow are widely considered among the most improbable shots in the tournament's history. They are presented in order. On Sunday, April 14, 2019, Tiger Woods won his 5th Masters title. The decisive moment came on the par 3 16th hole during the final round. Woods had not won a major championship in 11 years and had undergone spinal fusion surgery 2 years earlier. Because of forecasted thunderstorms, the field had been split into threesomes off the 1st and 10th tees that morning. After Francesco Molinari found Rae's Creek twice on the back 9, including a double bogey at the 15th, Woods birdied the 15th to take sole possession of the lead. He pulled an 8-iron on the 16th tee, the same club he had hit on the same hole, with the same one-shot lead in 2005. The ball landed on the ridge above the Sunday pin, took 2 bounces, and tracked down the slope toward the cup. It stopped 3 feet from the hole. Woods made the tap-in birdie to take a 2-shot lead with 2 holes to play. He made bogey on 18 and still won by 1 stroke over Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, and Xander Schauffele. It was his first major win in 11 years, his first Masters in 14, and the first time in his career he had won a major championship while trailing after 54 holes. Behind the 18th green, his son Charlie ran into his arms, in a moment widely compared to the 1997 image of Woods embracing his late father Earl. On April 13, 2025, Rory McIlroy completed the career Grand Slam at his 17th Masters appearance. He had been chasing the career Grand Slam for 11 years and had not won a major championship since 2014. McIlroy carried a 2-shot lead into the final round and extended it briefly to 4. He then played 4 consecutive holes in 4 over par, including a double bogey at the 13th after dropping a wedge into Rae's Creek from under 90 yards. By the time he reached the 15th fairway, Justin Rose had charged into contention with a closing 66, and McIlroy had lost the lead. His tee shot on the 15th leaked left of the fairway, settling behind a cluster of trees. From 208 yards with a 7-iron, McIlroy hit a hook around the trees that carried the pond fronting the green. The ball stopped 6 feet from the cup. He missed the eagle attempt, but tapped in for birdie to reclaim the solo lead at 12 under. He missed a 5-foot par putt on the 18th in regulation to force a playoff with Rose. On the first extra hole, he hit a wedge to 3 feet and made the birdie putt to win. McIlroy dropped to his knees as the putt fell. He became the 6th player in the modern era to complete the career Grand Slam and the first European to do so. He later described the shot on 15 as one of the greatest of his career. Woods' first iconic shot on the par 3 16th came on April 10, 2005. He led Chris DeMarco by 1 stroke during the final round. DeMarco was on the green with a 15-foot birdie putt. Woods had pulled his 8-iron tee shot long and left of the green, leaving a chip from roughly 30 feet off the putting surface. The shot required him to land the ball on a specific point on the upslope, allow it to ride a sharp right-to-left break, and trickle down approximately 25 feet toward the hole. Woods asked his caddy Steve Williams to identify a single pitch mark on the green to use as his landing target. The ball landed on the mark, climbed the slope, took the break, and paused on the lip of the cup with the Nike logo facing the camera for close to 2 seconds before dropping. CBS broadcaster Verna Lundquist's call,
"In your life have you seen anything like that?"
became one of the most replayed in golf broadcasting. Woods bogeyed 17 and 18 in regulation, dropping into a sudden death playoff with DeMarco. He won the playoff on the first extra hole with a 15-foot birdie putt. It was his 4th Masters title and 9th major championship. His father Earl, who was seriously ill, was in attendance. Earl Woods died 13 months later. On April 11, 2010, Phil Mickelson won his 3rd Masters. His wife, Amy, had been diagnosed with breast cancer the previous year, and his mother had received a similar diagnosis within weeks. Amy had not attended a tournament that season prior to Augusta. The decisive shot came at the par 5 13th in the final round. Mickelson pulled his tee shot left into the pine straw behind 2 pine trees. He had 207 yards to the hole and 187 yards to carry Rays Creek. The gap between the trees, his caddy Jim Bones Mackay later said, was roughly the width of a sleeve of golf balls. While Mickelson considered the shot, KJ Choi bogeyed the hole ahead, leaving Mickelson tied for the lead with Lee Westwood. Mackay returned and asked whether the new leaderboard situation changed his decision. Mickelson said it did not. "If I am going to win this tournament, I am going to have to hit a really good shot under a lot of pressure at some point. I am going to do it right now." He hit a 6-iron through the gap. The ball cleared the creek and settled approximately 4 feet from the pin. He missed the eagle putt but made the birdie. He closed with a bogey-free 67 to win by 3 strokes at 16 under. Behind the 18th green, he embraced Amy in a moment that became one of the most widely reproduced images of his career. Augusta National later requested the 6-iron for its Champions collection, making Mickelson the only Masters winner with 2 clubs displayed there. Jack Nicklaus won his 6th and final Masters on April 13, 1986. He was 46 years old and had not won a major championship in 6 years. A column by Tom McAllister in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution prior to the tournament had stated that Nicklaus was finished and that no player his age wins the Masters. His wife Barbara taped the column to their refrigerator. His son Jackie caddied for him. Nicklaus entered the final round, 4 shots behind Greg Norman. He birdied the 9th, 10th, and 11th, bogeyed the 12th, and made birdie at the 13th. He eagled the par 5 15th from 12 feet and nearly aced the 16th, holding a 3-foot birdie putt. On the par 4 17th, he pulled his drive left into the 7th fairway. From 125 yards, with a pitching wedge played through 2 pine trees, he hit his approach to 18 feet. His son read the putt as breaking right. Nicklaus overruled him, saying the proximity of Rays Creek would pull the ball left. As the putt rolled, Verna Lundquist on CBS said,
Maybe. Yes, sir!
The birdie gave Nicklaus the outright lead for the first time in the tournament. He parred the 18th to complete a back 930 and a round of 65. Norman birdied 4 straight holes from the 14th to tie, then pushed his approach at the 18th into the gallery and missed a 15-foot par putt. Nicklaus won by 1 stroke. It was his 18th major championship and his 6th green jacket, both still records. At 46, he remains the oldest Masters champion. The final moment occurred on Easter Sunday, April 8, 2012. Bubba Watson and his wife Angie had adopted their first child, a son named Caleb, approximately 2 weeks before the tournament. Angie remained at home in Florida. After 72 holes, Watson was tied with Louis Oosthuizen at 10 under. Oosthuizen had recorded the 4th albatross in Masters history earlier that day, at the par 5 second hole. Both players parred the 18th in the first playoff hole. On the second playoff hole, the par 4 10th, Watson hooked his drive into the pine straw on the right side, well into the trees. He had 164 yards to the hole and had to hook the ball laterally to find the green. On the CBS broadcast, Nick Faldo, asked whether Watson could put the shot anywhere close to the green, replied, "I doubt it, to be honest." Watson, who is self-taught and has never worked with a swing coach, selected a 52-degree gap wedge. He closed the club face, closed his stance, and hit the ball as hard as he could. The ball started left of the green through a corridor of patrons, then hooked sharply and landed on the green, spinning to roughly 15 feet. Watson 2-putted for par. Oosthuizen made bogey. It was Watson's first major championship. After tapping in, Watson collapsed in tears into his caddy Ted Scott's arms, and then into the arms of his mother Molly beside the green. These 6 shots are frequently cited in retrospectives of the Masters tournament. Each was struck under significant competitive pressure, and each came at a moment that shaped the outcome of the tournament in which it occurred.